So hello and welcome everyone. So in this video we are going to solve the question find first set bit. So first of all let's try to understand the problem statement. So in this question you will be given an integer n. The task is to return the position of first set bit found from the right hand side in the binary representation of the number. And a note is written over here that if there is no set bit in the integer n, then you have to return 0 from the function. Let's say if the input number does not contain any set bit, let's say if the input number is 0, then you have to return 0 in that function. So let's try to understand with the help of the example given over here. So over here I have taken n is equal to 18 and the binary representation of 18 will be 0, 1, 0, 0, 1, 0. And let me write down 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, and this 0 is not required, right? So this is the binary representation, and over here the first set bit from the right hand side is at the position number 2, right? I can see that the first set bit from the right hand side is at the position number 2, and hence in the output comes out to be 2. So simply I have to return the first set bit which is found on the right hand side. Now let's take one more example. So let's say if n is equal to 15. So what will be the binary representation? So let's find out 1, 2, 4, 8. So that would be 8 plus 4, 12, 13, 14 and 15. So I can see this is the binary representation, and now over here, which is the first set bit? The first set bit is present at the index number 1, hence the output for this test case will come out to be 1. So in this manner, you have to find out the position of the first set bit. So let's try to understand how we can solve this question. So over here, in order to solve this question, what I will be doing, first of all, I will be finding the binary representation of any given number. So let's say I'm just writing down the binary representation. So for n is equal to 18, the binary representation will be 1, 0, 0, 1 and 0. So this is the binary representation. So this is your 18, and what I'll be doing, I'll be finding one more number, that is n minus 1. So if n is equal to 18, n minus 1 will be 17, and what will be the binary representation? Let's find out. This will be 1, 2, 4, 8 and 16, right? So the binary representation of 17 comes out to be 1, 0, 0, 0 and 1. And now on this number n and n minus 1, what I'll do, I'll apply AND operation. So applying the AND operation will give me 0, 0, 0, 0 and 1. And what is this number? This number is equivalent to 16. Now what I'll be doing, I'll be calling this 16 as m. This is my m. So now what I'll do, so I will apply the XOR operation between n and m. So n is equal to 18. So this will be your binary representation of 18. And here is your m, that is 16. So this is your n and this is your m. So I'll apply the binary representation. So 1, 0, 0 and 0. So I'll do the XOR operation, right? So the XOR operation on both this number will give you 0, 1, 0, 0 and 0. And what is this number? This number is equivalent to 2. So in this number, you can observe that there is only a single set bit, right? So what I'll be doing, I'll be simply finding out that which power of 2 is capable of representing this 2. So basically, if any of the binary representation has only a single set bit, then means that number is power of 2, right? So whenever you will be doing the XOR of n and m, you will be getting a number that will have only single set bit. So what I can do, I can find out that which power of 2 will represent that number. So basically I need to find out the value of k. So what I'll be doing, 2 to the power k is equivalent to 2. And if I take the log base 2 on both the side, log 2 base 2, and so this power k will be on the front end side, and log 2 base 2 will be equivalent to 1, and log 2 base 2 on this side also it will be equivalent to 1. So our k comes out to be 1. So this represents that 2 to the power 1 will be equivalent to the answer, right? And now whatever is the value of k, if you add 1 to that number, you will be getting the position of the first set bit. So k plus 1, that will be 1 plus 1 will be giving you 2. So exactly at the second position in this number, you will be getting the first set bit from the right hand side, and this answer is true for n is equal to 18 as well. So basically in this manner you can find out which is the set bit from the right hand side. So what are the steps of the algorithm? Let's quickly understand. So this is your algorithm. So first of all, what you need to do, you need to find out the value of n and n minus 1. So put it inside a variable called as m. So this is your first step. And now what you need to do, you need to apply the XOR operation on the result m and the input number n. So I'll be doing the XOR on m and n, and that result I will be storing again inside m variable. Okay. So now the third step is to find out that after applying the XOR operation, what is the power of 2 that will represent m. So basically I can apply the logarithmic operation base 2 on this m, and that will be your answer. So basically the answer will be 1 based positioning. So basically I'll increase the value of answer by 1, and you will be simply needing to print the value of answer. So at the end, simply print answer variable. So in this manner, you can find out the first set bit position from the right hand side from any given number. So what will be the time complexity of this approach? So over here, in order to find out the logarithmic, the time complexity required is log of n, and the overall time complexity of this approach comes out to be order of log of n. And what about the space complexity? The space complexity will be constant in this scenario, and this is your time and space complexity for this approach. I hope you understood how to solve this question. So now let's quickly write down the implementation for the same. So over here, I will be writing the algorithm in Java, but the same can be implemented in other languages. So now let's first of all find the value of m. M is what? M is nothing but n and n minus 1. So after finding the value of m, what I'll be finding? I'll be finding m XOR n, right? So after finding the XOR value, I will be finding that which power of 2 will represent m. So I need to find out basically log base 2 of m. So over here, I have the function to find log base e, right? So what I'll do, I'll be finding log of m divided by log of 2. So that will give me log m base 2. And in Java, you have the function called as math.log. So I'll be using that function, and whatever is the answer returned by this function, what I'll be doing, I'll be typecasting it into integer, because this function will be returning me a double value. So let's typecast into integer. So this will be our integer value, and let's store it inside an integer value called as answer. So after finding the value of answer, I'll simply increment the value of answer by 1, and at the end just return the value of answer. So that's it. So let's try to compile and run. And we can see that the compilation has been completed. So let's try to see the submission. So over here, we are getting wrong answer because we did not handle the case when n is equal to 0. So in this scenario, when n is equal to 0, we are getting some random output, right? So what you need to do, if n is equal to 0, then that means it will not contain any kind of set bit, right? So in that case, you can handle it separately, that when n is equal to 0, just simply return the value of 0. Basically, there is no set bit present. So now if we try to submit, the solution will get completely accepted. So this was one of the test case that can be said as corner test case. And we can see that the problem has been successfully submitted. I hope you understood the coding implementation and the algorithmic part for the quotient find set bit. If you really enjoyed the solution, then do hit the like button and share it with your friends. So thank you for watching, and we'll be seeing you in the next video. Thank you.